Okay, understandably so. This is a tough section of the notes, and you start to realize when things get tough that having someone to help with the lifting is not a bad idea. And that, well, what are we talking about? Help with this problem set over here is starting to learn how to use a computer. All right, so I'm going to go to Sage. We'll look back over the notes in a second, and hope you're familiar with the topics that have been covered by listening. But I'm going to go to my terminal, and I'm running Sage from the terminal. And again, you can run Sage from CoCalc if you like. And there's a link in the notes. We've been talking about that for some time now. So, X, Y, Z, there are three variables now. And they're variables. I'm defining them. X, Y, and Z. And remember, if you type in correctly, it'll tell you that. All right, be a little tired. Let's copy this in, and we'll discuss what we're looking at in a second. So I'm going to say that's a matrix. Let me display the matrix A now. What's the matrix? It's 3 rows, 3 columns. I'm seeing the entries 4 minus 2, 3, first row. Second row, 2, 2, 5. Third row, 8 minus 5 minus 2. You could talk about columns, but I'm going to say, yeah, back over to section. This is a coefficient matrix. All right. Let me type in the next thing. Well, it looks a little strange, doesn't it? And we'll put that down for you. All right, let's type it in. That's uppercase X for a matrix. And I'm seeing a column vector. All right, X, Y, Z are a column matrix. It has 3 rows, 1 column. All right. All right, let's go to B. And I'll put B down. And I'll go back over this. I'll show you where this problem is coming from. What's B? It's another column matrix. And let me put that down for you. It's a column 6, 6, 52. Notice I use the word vector too. All right. So what do they do now? I'll write down for you. This A, that's a matrix A. A inverse. Again, I want to point out, I'm just typing what I'm seeing. You know what? I want to display that, see what it does. Wow. That's an inverse of A, by the way. What do they do? A inverse star B. That's the solutions to the equation. X is 10, Y is 8, and Z is minus 6. I want to scroll back over the problem sets. All right. I want to scroll back over. And by the way, the reason to learn to code is so you can adapt the code to other problems. Now, someone says these problems are really tough to do by hand. Yep, some of them are. We tend to write problems that are not difficult by hand, though. I'm going to scroll back over this. Again, I'm kind of looking for this. Now, let me see. No, not that. Let's see. Is this one 4 minus 2, 3, 2, 2, 5, 8 minus 5 minus 2? Wow. I think I'm seeing it. 6, 6, 52. So you remember in this section over here, again, when you get a chance, solve it using matrix multiplication. Well, I just did this here. And what's my solution? Let me go back over that with you. 10, 8 minus 6, right over here. Now, by the way, someone's going to say, I wonder if I can adapt that code to do a more difficult problem. And we're encouraging you. I really mean that. We're encouraging you to try. The worst thing you can do is not try. I'm going to try to do this problem over here. And again, I'm new at this. Maybe I'm going to make a mistake. So I'm going to type in A equals a matrix. Okay. Parentheses. I'm going to type in the first row of coefficients. And I make mistakes all the time. I'm just learning too. See what I'm doing? Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake already, didn't I? But don't worry. I'm going to display this after I do it. That's first row. What's second row? Just typing. If I make a mistake, the machine will tell me I made a mistake. Let's see, third row. Made a mistake. I just know, I looked up, that's why I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake. I'm still gonna display it. And this is something that you're gonna be doing when you're coding. You're gonna be doing little tiny bits of code and seeing if you got it right. I didn't make a mistake, but anyway, maybe I made a mistake typing. We're gonna look at it and see if I got it right. Let me look at the column, 7/15. Well, you know what it said 2/5? Is 6/15 2/5? Well, 3 goes in 6/2, and yeah, that's good. 2/15. 6/15 is actually 2/5. It reduces it. 4/15, that's good. This is 1/3. 2/15. Well, I made a mistake. I'm seeing it. And I have 1/15. What is it going to be? 5/15 and 8/15. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just go back over that, and I want to see if I can edit my code just looking at it. And that was, you know, and I see it now. Let's go back over here. I got to make mistakes. Someone says, well, if you make a mistake, could you correct it? And that's my goal. I want to correct it. Let's go back and look at it again. 7/15. Well, 6/15 is 2/5. 3 goes in 6/2 and 3 goes in 15 5 times. 2/15, 2/5. Yep, that's 6/15. 4/15. 5/15 is 1/3. 2/15. 5/15 is 1/3. Gee, I typed that in right. I corrected my errors too. All right, let's type in the next matrix, which is B now. And what's B going to be? Well, I guess I'll type it in. And it's going to be parentheses. It's a column vector. And let's see, it's a matrix. The first entry is 380. I know this is very tedious for some students to even think about typing it. The second entry is 500. The third entry is 620. And I want to see if I typed it in correctly. I made a mistake. Let's see what I did. I know what I made a mistake. I forgot to type in the word B is equal to a matrix. I make mistakes. And I encourage you, you make mistakes too. Let's put B down, see if I did a good job. Let's see, 380, 500, 620. I feel much better. By the way, I've already defined the variables X, Y, and Z, but let's say I didn't. X, Y. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not X, Y, Z. What is it? It's B, S, F. You see that? Equals var. Let's put that down. B is a variable. S is a variable. Whoops. And F is a variable. Okay. Let's put our variable matrix in. I'm going to say X is a matrix. And what's the matrix going to be? Well, let's write down. B is the first row. The second row is S. The third row is F. Again, I make mistakes. That's why I'm going to type it in and see if I did a good job. BSF. That looks good. Now what are we going to do? I want to remind you what we're going to do. We're going to take A inverse. I don't want to have to compute that, by the way. It looks like it might be really tough for me to do. And I'm going to multiply it by, let's see, the constant matrix, right? And that's matrix B, isn't it? And let's see what we get. So what's B? B is 300, S is 300, and F is 900. Well, I want to scroll through the notes, and I'm learning. That's all I'm doing. I'm learning. I didn't read the problem to you. Hopefully at some point you read the problem to yourself. It's a long problem. It's a long problem. And let's see what we got over there. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I think the answer is over here somewhere. Let me see if I read that. Oh, I'm sorry. I scrolled way too quickly. 300, that's the B problem. 300 S, that's the S. And the fancy was 900. We did pretty good. All right. Okay. That's it. I know it's difficult. You want to get your feet wet. The more clarity you get on this, the easier it is to be moved forward when you start to use a computer to solve real world problems. Thank you.